Hello everybody and welcome back once more to Anime Yay or Nay. I am TheOutbackAl.
I'm Yin&Jung.
I'm Chibi Noob.
I'm Envy Jitters.
And I am CheerandCosplay.
And it's December now, proper. We got our December month of stuff. We're doing some Disney things, because why not? Holiday, something about childhood, yada yada. I'm sure I'll come up with a better intro for this.
Nostalgia.
Yes, why not? So, how long has it been since any of us were in school?
A long time.
Yeah.
College or high school?
I mean, this is
Yeah.
elementary school, but yeah.
Oh, well, elementary school. Well, okay, this is fourth grade, right?
When's the last time you
Yes.
had recess?
Okay, fourth grade I was probably going to say 2004 if I had to guess.
Yes, it was 2004 to 2005, because in 2005, we were in 5th grade.
I never had recess.
That sucks.
Oh.
I had recess a couple times this year.
Oh?
I go to court a lot
Oh.
more than you guys do.
In court.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
True.
I've been in court before. I've been in court recess before.
Yeah, it's not as fun. They don't have a good jungle gym there. Anyway,
No.
so recess, technically ABC, but that's owned by Disney, as will be most things in a few years. So, yeah. Show from the 90s. We don't often think about it from the 90s, though, do we?
No. Only because, I only really remember it in that early 2000 era.
Yeah.
But that was probably because it was, what was it, originally on ABC Kids?
ABC and then Toon Disney and some other stuff like that. I mean, it was...
Yeah.
They did a lot of reruns of this one. I remember that.
I watched it on
They
Toon
did.
Disney.
I think whoever I got this from had it on Toon Disney because they ripped it right off the TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I also got it from Toon Disney.
I watched it on one Saturday morning. I think I was watching this as it was airing.
Oh,
I don't
my
really catch
goodness.
reruns of
You
it.
would have been 2.
Yeah, I was real little, so I don't really remember much about the show.
Dang, dude.
This was the first time I ever saw the show.
Really?
Wow.
But I watched the movie a shit ton as a kid.
No,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
fun.
The first one or the second one?
The actual theatrical movie where James Woods tried to block out the sun to get rid of summer vacation with a giant laser.
Disney was really investing in him as a villain.
Tractor beam? Whatever will they plow?
Yet another reason to hate Canada.
Yeah, well, I got that movie as a kid, and I rewatched the shit out of that movie because I liked the characters, even though I never saw the show. And watching the show for the first time this week, I really enjoyed the show a lot.
Yeah.
I liked all the characters, and I liked the shenanigans that they... Now, granted, the shenanigans in this show are what kids would get into, not a government conspiracy to block out the sun, but...
Yeah.
I mean,
But
it's
still.
a kid's movie.
They had to up the stakes a little bit.
I mean, the TV show shenanigans were fun and whimsical. The movie shenanigans were rather dour, which really doesn't make them shenanigans at all.
I swear to God, I'll pistol whip the next guy that says shenanigans.
Hey, Farva, what's the name of that restaurant you like with all the goofy shit on the walls and the mozzarella sticks? You mean Shenanigans? Oh.
Please tell me someone's watched Super Troopers.
Nope. No.
Okay, well, so we're done with this podcast. So, anyway, yeah.
What about the bar called Puzzles?
With what?
The bar called Puzzles?
The bar called Puzzles? Yeah.
Yeah.
How I Met Your
What
Mother.
about that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is it called Puzzles? That's the puzzle.
I don't
Okie dokie.
like that answer. Unsatisfactory.
But what was satisfactory was Recess. So we watched a couple episodes here. We're trying to... It's the holiday season. We all got a lot of crap going on because we're supposed to be adults. And so we pared things down a little bit from recent years. I was told that I wasn't allowed to give us 20 episodes to watch for this week. But
No.
yeah, so I kind of just looked around for some of the highest rated episodes in that, and we had to include a couple holiday specials as well for this month. So we watched Dodgeball City, The Economics of Recess, Parents' Night, and The Substitute, and of course, the 2-part special, Yes, Mikey, Santa Does Shave. So, yeah, tried to cover a couple different things. I kind of forgot how many, movie parodies they did with this show.
Yeah, no. Dodgeball City immediately went to Dodge City, because that movie in Dodge City, Kansas you guys know my travel history, so to hear that name, I was like, oh, all right.
Yeah, he's kind of giving the outlaw Josie Wales. I know they ended basically with the end of Shane, if anyone's seen that one. But kind of fun to watch them do a couple different things. Economics of Recess, which I think is their highest rated episode on IMDb, is essentially Karl Marx's critique of capitalism.
It was so good.
It's like, you really went into this for this like show about fourth graders. You're like, we're gonna really criticize the global economic system and its shortcomings right now.
That was one of the episodes I remembered best of any episode.
Yeah, it's really well thought out.
Yeah.
And like,
and
especially,
it was fun. It was funny.
And especially because it's coming out in like 97, 98, which was right during the Pokemon card boom.
Yeah.
And everything with that. So it's also kind of a thing, a little bit about that with the Mon stickers. I'm like, we know what you're trying to say.
I mean, every generation has a fad where kids like to collect or like to, have or something like that. Because I know when I was growing up in middle school, we didn't have stickers, but you guys remember the silly band craze from the early 2000s?
A little bit, yeah.
Those were everywhere, and it was basically a status symbol like that episode, where if you had the more silly bands you had, the cooler you were, and kids always traded them during class. There was even a point where they actually got banned in my school because kids were using them so much.
They were banned in pretty much every school after like a good number of months. Yeah. Because they did it like the same for like my school, but I was just like, I still wore them. I wore them under my sleeves because I was sneaky.
Because you were a rebel.
I never,
Well, I wanted to wear them.
Yeah,
they made me feel happy.
I remember the Pokemon ban way early in elementary school. They were like, nope, we gotta shut this down. Anyway, Parents' Night, kind of take a little bit of a closer look, not just at the kids, but also like their parents and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. The Substitute, which Dirty Harry is their substitute.
Yep.
That's kind of out there, but you know what? It totally makes sense for this show. And again, exploring some of the kids' different interests and like what they will do in a given situation, and kind of like sort of getting more into TJ's psychology of like this appreciation for, I don't know, the people around him in a big way. And then there was the Yes, Mikey, Santa Does Shave, the Christmas special, where we have to talk about, is Santa real? Is he not? Can we get James Earl Jones for a minute?
That surprised me. I didn't expect to see him in that show.
I mean, I liked seeing him in that. I was like, oh, you're here. This is so nice to hear your voice.
Yeah. I mean, I think the guy at some level is part of every person's childhood at this point, whether it's Star Wars, Lion King here, or he did a ton of stuff, so.
He did.
Yeah. These were all fun. Which one do you guys think was your favorite amongst these?
The card one.
Card one?
You know, I think I liked Dodgeball City quite a bit, but I also liked the parent-teacher meeting. Also, I honestly found a lot of these really funny, and I have such a hard time picking.
Yeah, I had a hard time picking too.
The one with the substitute teacher, I found it so funny. But then, honestly, it's more, I think the characters are kind of the thing that I like about this show, that it makes it hard to pick, because they're in every single one of them.
I would say the Christmas one, too. I have a soft spot for that one. I really liked that one growing up.
It's really solid.
That one also, along with the card one.
And you mentioned the characters. One thing I really liked about the show and the characters is that, yes, they are caricatures, but yet they're not offensive caricatures. They're just fun caricatures that you just like to attach yourself to. You got TJ the leader, you got Vance the sporty guy, and Gus the military guy / scrawny guy / El Diablo. You got Gretchen the bookworm, and then Spinelli the tomboy. But they got a charm to them that I think is just endearing.
Forgot Mikey.
Oh, and Mikey. Oh, yeah.
The gentle giant.
Yeah.
Yes. I loved Mikey. He was so poetic with so many literary references. I was like, kiddo.
And to be fair, that's just our main group. You look at the entire playground, every kid on that playground got an episode to themselves at one point or another that kind of like explored what was going on with them. Like the Diggers and King Bob and Swing Girl, and Randall had a couple things here and there. The dude who's constantly selling people report cards and stuff like that. Like there's it's an entire society there that they took a lot of time to really flesh out and expand upon. I really like that. There was a couple episodes like I wish we would have gotten to a few other ones. Like the teacher is very cool. for some reason. She's a little bit of a hippie, kind of like over, like out there a little bit, but like they got a couple like really kind of fun out of pocket lines here and there. Like the guy just at parent teacher night just asking for a beer. Like, it's an elementary school. What are you doing?
Yeah, I was just kind of like, whoa.
Like, nothing for nothing. I forget what episode it is, but 2 lines stand out from the teacher, which we really didn't get a whole lot of in these, unfortunately. The first one was whenever they were like, they wanted to try out getting rid of recess, and so there would be no recess and you're just constantly learning in school. And at some point after weeks of this, the teacher just like in such a daze is just like, kids, I've taught you everything that I know. Let's review. It's like, I don't know what to do. And there was another one with like, she's passing out textbooks and she's like, now, take what these history books say with a grain of salt. They were written by white men with a very limited perspective.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes.
It's like,
I do
okay, all right. We're kind of.
I have heard that line out of context before.
Let's call it out a little bit. Okay, Graki. I see you.
The thing is I feel like this was a show where like they felt they could probably, get away with saying those lines without offending parents because it's mostly the kids watching the shows.
Yeah.
But if a parent does hear it, more often than not, they're probably gonna laugh.
Yeah. I mean, it might challenge her perspective a little bit. Like, hey, you know what? She has a point.
Yep.
But like there was a couple other things, like the womp thing. I remember it was a whole episode about, is this a curse word? Is it not? It's a placeholder for sure. But then how do we talk about that? Are we censoring things? Are we like, what is allowed and what is not? And it also kind of talked in that episode how to like protest censorship a little bit.
Yeah.
Like this, I can't believe I have to like say this right now. This show goes a lot deeper than I originally thought when I was like, hey, let's watch Recess. But like now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I'm about to go down a rabbit hole over the next few weeks, I think.
Yeah. To go off of the thing about like words and not knowing what they mean and whether or not they're swears or not. I actually remember instances like that as a child where I would say like random words like from a cartoon that I had heard in context and I would say it and my parents would be like, where did you hear that? And I'm like, TV. They're like, what does it mean? Do you know what that means? I'm like, no, it's not a swear. They just said pshaw. Like, what do you want from me? I'm 10.
Well, this is kind of off topic, but you remember that episode of Fairly Odd Parents where they say you can't say moron on the radio, only on TV? Is that actually a thing with moron, or is that just a parody of other words?
I don't know.
I've heard the word moron in a lot of different contexts and in media, but I don't remember which cases where.
I don't think moron's a bad word. It's an insulting word, but...
Yeah, it's another way of saying idiot. They're synonyms.
Yeah, I'm sure they were making fun of a different word.
Yeah, I think it's just a Fairly Odd Parents thing, like how you need a butterfly net for Father's Day. I'm never going to get over that joke. That was the funniest shit I had ever seen the moment that I saw it. Anyway, Recess.
Yes.
Yeah, there's not a ton to talk about here. I mean, there's clearly a ton to talk about here, but we didn't watch enough of it to go into some, like, super deep analysis, unfortunately. So just, like, over, like, a cursory thing of these. They're kind of short, obviously.
Yep.
But I think the amount of storytelling that they were doing with it is pretty impressive. What, outside of our... I guess we could also include the main 6. Like, who's, like, your favorite characters, or, like, what were some of the other episodes you guys liked beyond these ones? Because I'm, like, trying to, like... figure out what everybody gravitated towards in this.
I think when I was a kid, my favorite was always Spinelli. I'm not sure exactly why. I think I just liked her style and, she was like the tough girl and stuff. And I don't know, I guess I just gravitated towards her personality. I thought she was fun. But I did like all the characters, but I remember her being my favorite.
For some reason, I don't remember having a particular favorite, but I feel like I gravitate a little bit more toward Gretchen. But she got a little bit in the substitute teacher episode, but not a whole lot. I don't know. I think I just really liked her intellect. She was just such a nerd. I love that.
I will also say that is the one line that I remember from that episode was like, I'm not going to get docked on my grade because the government stole all my research. Am I? It happens.
Yeah.
Like they're so casual about how crazy shit happens.
That was another out-of-pocket moment right there. The government just literally comes in, steals it.
Yep.
I think that has happened more than once there.
Yeah?
Well, just the fact for the Christmas special, this big worldwide Hollywood producer just chooses this random middle school out of nowhere to broadcast for his worldwide Christmas telethon or whatever it was.
Hey, it also happened in Greece.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It kind of...
You know, speaking of which, were they in Texas for this show? Because it was supposed to be warm for Christmas.
No, but the janitor was expecting snow. But they just hadn't had snow those years. Hang on, I'm going to look it up.
Because they were saying like it was like 80 degrees for like Christmas. So that usually happens in like California, Texas, or Florida.
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Oh.
Huh.
So kind of
Yeah,
like the
no,
middle
that-
where you would get like snow, but also warm summers and whatnot.
So, Arkansas is a little interesting because they're in an area where they can get minus freezing winters, but then also like 100-degree summers.
Yeah.
So they are like sort of in an area where it's like, it's not going to be good.
Well, apparently their summers are now their winters or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Tell you, my favorite was always Spinelli, because we share a name. I'm doxing myself. You can't stop me, Al.
That's right, Spinelli.
My aunt used to say I reminded her of Gretchen, and it made me so mad. I'm like, is it because I have glasses and wear pigtails more often than not and am generally a huge loser? I don't like her.
Oh, dear.
Ooh.
There's an entire gaggle of characters that share a name with me. Why did you pick her?
I know, there's a ton of Spinellis.
Mhm.
Who was the voice actor or actress, Al, you said was in King of the Hill that was also in this show?
Spinelli. It's
Mhm.
Bobby.
Oh, damn. I didn't recognize it, but now I hear it.
God damn it, Spinelli.
Who's your
I've always
favorite?
liked
Might be a
TJ.
cliche, but probably TJ.
Okay.
But but to be fair, I'm also a Hogan's Heroes fan, and this
Okay.
very much like I think a lot of people compare like the premise of this kind of like to the movie The Great Escape, but like it's absolutely Hogan's Heroes with like if anyone. Okay, I'm realizing that we might have a bunch of people who have never even heard of what that show is or know what it is.
I've heard
It's
of
a-
Higglytown Heroes.
I know what it is.
I know
I've
you
watched it.
do, but like so Hogan's Heroes was like an old show in like the 50s and 60s. It was about it was a comedy about World War II POWs who were being held in a prisoner of war camp, and the Allies were essentially running the camp underground behind the Nazis' backs. And
this is where we get Colonel Clink.
I see nothing. Which, nothing for nothing, he is kind of Randall a little bit.
He is.
And
100%.
And the lady is Colonel Clink.
And then we get Schultz.
Yeah, you know, nothing for nothing. That just makes me think about how absurd that is that there's a comedy parody show of World War II prison POWs that probably came out less than a decade or maybe a little more than a decade after the end of World War II.
Yeah, dude, we won the war. We were kind of riding high off of that a little bit, so people were fine with it. It would have been very weird if had they tried that after Vietnam.
Oh no.
Yeah. Would not have gone
Well,
over
I mean,
the
wasn't that
same.
basically MASH?
No, that
I know it was the Korean War.
That
but-
was set during the Korean War and was a critique of the Vietnamese War.
Ah.
Yeah, I think they actually do make reference to it at one point. I remember later on an episode had them like doing community service at like a retirement home, and everyone's like hanging out with a different old person who like is somehow into whatever the kid is also into. And TJ's having a rough time because he's not connecting with this old man at all until he shows him like, oh yeah, that comic book thing, I remember him back during the war or whatever. You were in the war? Yeah, let me tell you. And it's literally just Hogan's Heroes, except his name was Logan.
Wow.
Speaking of old people, was James Earl Jones' character, was he a one-off or did he appear else in the show?
That was a one-off.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's Santa Claus.
Just sent him.
It just seemed like Mikey knew him, so I didn't know if they had him in an episode beforehand.
Nope.
No, he had to introduce himself.
He had to introduce himself and he's like, I got your letter. He's like, what letter? And it was the letter that got swept up in the wind. It got its way to Santa, is what the episode was trying to say.
Is it weird to think they had like 5 different people play TJ throughout the series?
No.
Well, I looked it up. They had one guy for 2 seasons, and they had the other guy for other 2 seasons in the movie.
Well, no. So Recess School's Out was Melissa Joan Hart, and then Recess Taking the 5th Grade was Tara Strong.
For TJ?
Oh, no, wait, that's Becky.
Yeah, I was about to be like, I'm pretty sure Sabrina, the teenage witch, did not play TJ
Sorry.
Detweiler.
My brain is not here. I have been up since 4 a.m.
Well,
leave me alone.
It's fine.
I looked up the cast. I was surprised that Ashley Johnson was Gretchen. Like, I didn't realize she's been a voice actress that long.
I think she was a TV actor, like, as a kid.
I really wasn't made aware of her until the Last of Us games, and then obviously she's in Critical Role, so I didn't know much about her until not too long ago, all things considered.
Oh, she was in Teen Titans.
Yeah, it's Tara.
Yeah.
Did anyone recognize Gus's guy? I think he was in a couple of, like, small movies here and there. And did you like Lloyd in Space?
Yeah, I did watch that.
Wasn't that Lloyd?
I think so.
Yeah. I just remember him as Danny from the Stephen King's The Shining, the TV movie. Did anyone watch that? It's kind of crazy.
No.
Not necessarily in a great way, but like it's interesting. It's longer, so it takes more time for Jack to go crazy, which I guess is a better build up a little bit, maybe. But
so maybe it's more true to the novel.
Yeah, but it's
so
also
is that the miniseries?
Yeah.
So it is truer to the novels, but
the problem is it's also truer to the novels.
Yes, quality-wise, not as good. And since King was basically like
on cocaine,
writing the thing, yeah, it just they had bad actors with it as well.
Yeah,
like for the main person, so it was not great.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
I think it has its moments, but it's yeah.
Anywho, the hedges did not need to be there. Is all I can say.
Yeah. You guys have any specific things or like?
Well, I have a thing.
Sure.
Do you wish your life could have been as interesting as the ones of these elementary schoolers?
Dude, I've said the same thing about Hey Arnold and like 50 other TV shows that always made childhood look so much more fascinating than it was. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, we had imagination and whatnot, but I'm also like, does anyone remember the episode of Hey Arnold where it was the day all the 5th graders were going to take all the 4th graders and throw them in a trash can? Mm-hmm. And they had to find a way to escape. And what better place to escape? The last place they'll look is the dump. And it turns out a bunch of 4th graders had built a sanctuary city underneath the dump in a domed thing that eventually the 5th graders found and invaded. It was insane. There was also a Trojan pig at one point. Shows back then were wild because it was like this wonderful like midpoint between, okay, there's realism, but also batshit insanity that only kids would imagine.
Especially for Hey Arnold, because it was definitely probably one of the most grounded Nickelodeon shows. But then you'll have that episode, you'll have the Pigeon Man episode that's like up to your interpretation on what happens to him at the end of that episode, and then
Monkey Man.
You have other episode, Monkey Man,
all of it. I kind of think that Recess sort of fits into that spot a little bit too. It is very grounded in like, these are kids dealing with kid problems, but then it's also like, hey, let's heighten this to absurd levels where we have an actual thriving, functional economy based around stickers. Let's have like these insane dodgeball fights. Let's have the kindergartners somehow organize into a sort of tribal society. It's like, as kids, you have this like mindset of like where imagination is also reality a little bit too, or like how you see the world and whatnot. And it actually kind of grounds it in a sort of situation of, it is as crazy as that. I feel like there could be a situation where like the kids grow up and then they look back on it. It's like, things were never as big as they looked back in the day. And things definitely weren't as crazy as they were. But in our heads, we were always like, this was a giant thing. So I don't know. I think the best way I can say it is it feels like it is from the actual perspective of the children and not just from an adult's looking at the perspective of the children. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
It does, but I don't think it answers the question.
What was the question?
Do you wish that your life was like that of the kids?
Oh, sorry. Yes.
All right.
I'm like, that's a real roundabout way to answer the question, but I don't feel like I got an answer.
Sorry, I just went on a tangent of, like, analyzation.
No, I mean, the thing about recess is supposed to be, it's their source of freedom.
Yeah.
So.
The man was speaking a thesis, you just wanted a bullet point.
I just wanted yes or no answers with maybe a little bit of fluff.
Too long didn't read, yes.
So I do have to ask, because I don't remember if they were in the movie, maybe they were like a background character. What is the ultimate goal of the diggers? Like, where are they trying to dig to?
The center of the earth.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. That's what I thought, but I didn't want to assume. I thought they were trying to escape from school or something.
I feel like they could have a much easier time if they just did it by the fence.
Yeah.
This show was like life goals. I wanted nothing more than a club of people who shared a name with me to have like a secret hideout in the school playground.
But would you have wanted to hang out with those ones?
Maybe.
Maybe?
They had their moments.
Was the school just a middle school, or was it an elementary and middle school? Because there was kindergartners there, so I didn't know if there was a separate.
It's supposed to be an elementary school. It went kindergarten through, I think, 6th.
Yeah.
Well, in my school district, middle school was 4th, 5th, and 6th, so I guess everybody's different.
Really?
Well, I mean, yeah, it depends on your school district, because I know for ours, elementary school was kindergarten through 5th, and then 6th through 8th was middle, and then 9th through 12th was high school.
Same.
Yeah,
because 7th and 8th grade was junior high for me, and then 9th through 12th was senior high.
So, any other thoughts on the show or things that we should discuss here? I almost wish we should have watched more episodes.
We needed 20.
Honestly, it would not have taken that long.
I don't know if everybody has seen the movie, but watch the movie because it's pure insanity.
Yeah. That is one of those, like, we're going to take this concept and, like, it's very grounded. No, it won't be. We got a weather machine.
Well, here's the thing, though, too. I don't know if TJ and the principal had a good relationship in the show, but in the movie, they really focused that relationship between TJ and the principal, and it was, like, the heart and soul of that movie, so
yeah,
I liked that. Because, TJ thinks that the principal is just, an adult that, doesn't know what it's like to be a kid. And then the principal's like, I was a kid once. I loved summer. Summer vacation meant everything. And I still enjoy summers as an adult. Granted, summers is different now, but,
Yeah, it did kind of have that generational thing of, like, understanding where people come from and where they go and how people change over time. But try to maintain that sort of youthful spirit.
Yeah, it also touched upon TJ, what he's like without his friends, because he was the only one that didn't go to a special summer camp for one of their activities. And TJ was almost forced to hang out with Randall during the summer at crime. I would wish that upon my worst enemies. So he just happened to see a giant laser coming out of the school, and that's what kicked off the plot.
Interesting.
I love that movie, man.
Here's the thing. Had he gone to a camp, what would have happened? Lose summer.
This sounds like it could have been a Spy Kids movie.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
Ooh, what if we could get Robert Rodriguez on a revival of Recess?
Ooh.
Okay, I have one note that is really out there.
Okay.
There was a flashback to Mikey singing with the old music teacher, I guess, during the Christmas episode.
Yes.
That was an
He
episode.
sang a song called Little Brown Jug, and I had to rewind it like 3 times because Starbomb either like sampled or covered that song for a couple bars in one of their songs on their latest album, and I did not realize that was already a song. So I was like, what? Wait, what are they singing?
Well, there you go. Recess is relevant. Always.
Apparently, Mikey wants to have sex with a sentient pot.
No.
Okay, I don't think that was the original meaning of that song, I hope. Then again, old songs and old stuff is sometimes very difficult to decipher through a modern lens, and maybe we just didn't realize.
I haven't really looked at it, but Little brown jug, it feels like an alcohol thing.
Hang
yeah,
on.
probably.
I wonder.
It's also very, very funny whenever TJ wasn't wearing his hat or his jacket. It felt super scandalous.
Don't start saying that. I will give you 4
Those-
Mon stickers to never say that word again.
Scandalous!
Okay, at least one of the outfits was from Clueless. Were all the outfits from Clueless?
I was thinking about that.
Because I could have swore. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna have to rewatch Clueless.
Oh yeah, the original song is definitely about alcohol. You can tell from the
Nice.
first line.
Okay.
Why was a 3rd grader singing it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Why were there bikers in the elementary school asking for beer?
It was in the... Because she hired them. They were in the parking lot of the grocery store.
I get that, but it's like, figure out where you are, man.
Or the fact that her parents were actually secret agents.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
I
one of
loved
those,
that
like-
part. That was great.
Like, we're gonna mix the reality with, like, some genuinely crazy shit.
The end of the world can wait. Tonight is parents' night.
He's like, wait, what?
Who's the angry teacher?
Finster?
Yeah, Finster. There's one of the few episodes I can, like, hazily remember is Finster basically adopting Spinelli.
Oh, yeah, her parents were out of town, so she had to stay with her.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah. So I didn't realize this when I watched it as a kid, but they brought it up in the Parents' Night thing, and you mentioned it to me, so we had to find out. Apparently, TJ and Spinelli might be a thing.
Yeah.
I remember
Well, Spinelli
an
likes
episode about
TJ.
it.
Did not realize that. I need to rewatch a lot of these episodes.
I don't know if TJ likes her or not, but
According to the wikis, yeah, they're a thing.
I do remember some episode or two about it, but very vaguely.
I didn't think that they covered a whole lot of that kind of thing. I guess because they're elementary school kids, but I mean, I guess they're going to start thinking about stuff at some point.
Well, I mean, even when you're in elementary school, you can still have crushes.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
I was too busy with the Pokemans.
Really? You didn't have a crush in elementary school at all?
No, I was, I don't know. My head space is not. You know what? We don't need to go into what was wrong with me as a kid. I think we've all covered what's wrong with me now, anyway. So, it's like I think about like, oh, well, how were you as a kid? Doesn't matter. I got over it. I'm here now. That's the point. All right, so I'm a full yay. This is an awesome show. This is solid characters, solid, short, but very fun episodes and concepts for stories and all sorts of things like that. Great scenarios that you're putting everything in with, very imaginative, but still, again, grounded in the sort of reality of like these kids' lives. Honestly, fantastic. Wish this would have gone for more seasons. Well, maybe not. It probably would have gone downhill eventually. I say I want more. I think it's good that I want more, but it's also good that I'm not getting more.
Yeah, I would give this a full yay as well. This was a show that I loved as a kid, so I have a lot of nostalgia for it, but I do genuinely think it holds up. It was a really simple premise that they made so creative, and they came up with great concepts for all the episodes. And like you guys were saying, we've all been saying they have such good characters that it's like they make every episode fun. So I still had fun with this, even after so many years of not having seen it. So yeah, I'd give it a full yay.
Yeah, I would also give this a yay for pretty much the same reasons you guys listed. It's one of those shows where it took a lot of like harder concepts and harder topics to like tackle, and it did them in such a way that makes it like digestible for kids. So I don't know, I commend it for the efforts that it made.
as the only person who didn't watch the show as a kid but watched the movie, and just watching this for the first time, I really enjoyed this a lot. And even though I'm, a 30-year-old, I really enjoyed this, and I thought, you know what, I could see myself watching more of this. So yeah, it's a full yay for me.
Yeah, hard yay. Good nostalgia, good characters. I like that each character had their own thing, but they weren't like cliquey about it. They still like were a little group of their own.
Well, except for the
Even
one who
though,
was
like-
clicky.
No, of like the main six.
Okay.
Like they each had their own thing, but they were still a group. I liked that about them.
Well, good news for anyone trying to get into this again. It's on Disney Plus, but also Every episode is on the Internet Archive, so if you don't have Disney Plus even, you can still watch this. It's kind of great.
There's a full playlist on YouTube of the episodes too.
Well, fantastic. You know what? It is from the 90s, and it's not getting a revival anytime soon. No one cares where you find it anymore, so you can find it everywhere, which is great.
Also, Disney just said they were going to allow generative AI works on their platform, so maybe don't go to Disney Plus, maybe pirate it.
Yeah, alright. I've never heard of more ringing endorsement for piracy.
Yes.
Steal it, because apparently they don't care about stealing art.
Which is weird, because they were supposed to have a lawsuit with OpenAI about generative art taking their properties.
Yep.
Well, the future looks bleak. Let's look back to things from our past. Speaking of, we got a couple more shows coming up for the rest of the month. More Disney classics, back before they sold their soul completely. Next week, Proud Family.
Yay! Proud Family! One of the best!
See you guys then. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell icon for notifications. If you enjoy this video, give us a like, and if you haven't already, check out some of our previous episodes, our daily gaming videos, or our parody series Madoka Magically Abridged. See you next time!